言うことは一つだけ。絶対負けねえ。俺は10年に1人の天才なんだ。これがファンリアス様の実力だ。俺も翼を広げて大空に羽ばたく。
意地と根性だけは誰にも負けない。このタックル1本目はカムフラージュ。これが本物だ。
How's it going, everyone? There's Nothing XS here with a new player analysis. It is for a banner that passed by. I recorded this one a little bit late, but I did want to still cover the players in case you get them in the future. They are Natureza, Brazil's savior, Hikaru Matsuyama, Hokkaido's hardworking hero, and Juan Diaz, superstar. This was a mini Dreamfest that only had these three players, and then these three players were missing from the actual Dreamfest that just came out. Therefore, sort of shrinking the Dreamfest pool a little bit so that if you did want to get these three players, you can just get them in the mini Dreamfest. And which is something that is coming now out before the main Dreamfest. That sort of kind of helps you if you're trying to find certain players. If you're just trying to find like older players, you can get them in the mini Dream Festival, and if you're trying to get the newer ones, you can just pull from the main one. So without any additional delay, let's cover the banner now. First up, we got Natureza, Brazil's savior. When he was originally released in 2017, or for us New Year's, he was the first 10k club shooter in the game with 9.5k dribble, 8.1k pass, and 9.2k tackle. Since then, a lot of characters have managed to become comparable to this. There are gacha characters that have been released who are more or less about as useful as this Natureza, and there are ostensibly versions of Natureza that are gacha that are better than this, like the Miracle Play version. That being said, he's still got a lot of things going for him. He's got 50% Japanese killer, a 510 momentum shot, great ace skills, and nice skill support that still make him quite good. He's not the terror he used to be, but he doesn't really have to score some winning goals for you. He could just do a bunch of other stuff. Just in general, like, the fact that he's a blue Japanese killer really does help with stuff like Godzo when you manage to get him into the box, and he has access to 1-2s and stuff like that. You know, there's a lot of ways to use him that are pretty effective. Pros, 10k shooting, 9.5k dribbling, and 9.2k tackling, paired up with a good skill for each of those, and a 510 cap S shot hit, and also he can be taught a lot of good skills. For cons, he's kind of whatever, if not facing Japanese players, particularly Japanese goalies, who he primarily serves as the counter against. Also, he's not a very good passer. He is an attacking midfielder. His role is actually primarily striker. He's not really an enabler. He's not very good at passing compared to other passers. So primarily he is a scorer. I rate him as an A. Should you go for broke for him? Not really. I mean, it really depends on whether you need him or not. For his limit break, I would do 16, 16, 18 in the dribble tackle speed department and 25 shot power. For his stats, he's got 1100 stamina, which is actually quite nice. He's actually, on release, he had like the craziest amount of stamina. As you can see from his stats, again, 9.5k dribble, 10k shot, 9.2k tackle, and 8.1k pass. Interception not quite as good. He was back when they didn't really make a whole lot of interceptions in the game. He is good at high and low balls also as well, so pay attention to that. For a skill build, Miracle Flying Drive Shot is one of the best things you can have in the game. It is a 510 cap shot again, and this is the version of the unit that comes with it. Also, High Speed Shadow Feint is a thing that he comes with, which is a dribble, and A Backstep Tackle is the tackle that he comes with. A Dream Duo EX, quite a nice skill if you can get it, if you got it back in the day. If not, New Brazil Football is fine. And A Flying Drive Pass if you can get it from the red version. B Back Heel Pass is really bad. Don't bother teaching it to him if you could teach A Flying Drive Pass instead. You frankly won't be using passing or Dream Duo much for anything other than the secondary option. You might as well use the better pass in that case, because it'll help you better defeat defenders if you have to actually use a pass in a matchup. This Natureza will still find ways to beat red and Japanese goalkeepers. World Cup Genzo still sweats this Natureza even a whole year after his release. Next up, we got Hikaru Matsuyama, Hokkaido's hardworking hero. Basically, when people are thinking of hidden ability evolutions, this character's name gets thrown around very often because he really could use one. He's a Dreamfest character, but his stats are actually much worse than many gacha characters. He barely has 49k total stats and no single stat over 10k, and he has a passive that barely makes him comparable to other old Dreamfest units. He's a competent tackler and passer in his own right with 10.2k tackle and 9.5k pass when you pair him with a Misugi. and he can certainly shore up the defensive midfield possession on a green Japanese squad, but he's overshadowed even by the red Dream Collection version of Matsuyama. He really does need a hidden ability evolution as soon as possible. For pros, 10.2k tackle, 9.5k pass, and 9.4k intercept if you pair him with a Misugi, and only then. He comes with an A pass and an A1-2 for passing options. He's the only character in the game, Matsuyama is, who learns a non-DK pass, which is Eagle Pass. For cons, only good intercept comes from the Dream Collection version because A forcible interception kinda sucks. And it's odd that a character renowned for his dribbling doesn't really learn a good dribble nor have good stats for it. Also, he really needs Misugi to be a character. He is a defensive midfielder. His role is as a defender and an enabler. I rate him B. He's not quite great. You kind of have to play him with Misugi, and even then, he's kind of antiquated by this point. The hidden ability would really go a long way in making him better, but he hasn't gotten one yet. Would I go for broke for him? No, not at all. For his limit break, tackle 25, speed 25, and then 17, 17, 16 for pass, intercept, and technique. For his stats, he does have good stamina, 1084. As you can see from the stats, what ends up in match, you end up with 9.2k tackle being his best thing. This is for when you don't have Misugi. And then 8.1k dribble is pretty alright, 8.6k pass, and 8.6k intercept. Kind of lackluster in every single area, not really that good. You do need Misugi for that extra 10% bump. We all thought that he would actually get like a 50% bump with Misugi, but that was not the case. For his skill build, S Eagle Tackle quite good, A Eagle Pass, which he comes with, and A Avalanche Attack, which he also comes with. If you can give him the A Eagle Intercept from a spare Dream Collection version, do so, and also A Smooth Ball Keeping to round out his offensive options. The dribble exists entirely as an option to force people to not overcommit on you just passing the ball every time. There will be times where the opponent is desperate to ensure you don't swing the ball forward, particularly when you're closer to the penalty area, where Matsuyama inexplicably is the person bringing the ball up. And you'll find that you can get away with 3 dribbles and then dropping the ball to someone else in a situation that happens, because he does have enough dribble that if you do have a max smooth ball keeping, you can get around defenders. It's particularly great if you leveled it up originally back during the 2017 Samurai event, which was March to April 2018 for us. Eagle Pass has low distance decay, so if you are going to use him, make sure to abuse that. It's very, very, very strong on him. Finally, for the last character, we got Juan Diaz, the Superstar. He's an OG offensive powerhouse with surprisingly solid defensive stats that absolutely mauls green players. Diaz is more or less forgotten by people who don't quite remember just how good it is to be in the 10k club on shot, and pairing that with 9.3k in dribble and 9k pass. Also, his pertinent defensive stats, which are tackle and intercept, are 8.6k each, which actually makes him really, really flexible. Despite him not having an easily accessible 1-2 that you'll actually find yourself using, because no version of Pascal is very good except ones that aren't red, Diaz is certainly more than capable enough of taking the ball up with a dribble. His A dribble is EX level in terms of momentum at 350, and triple gymnastic shot was part of the original group of terrifying 475 shots back in February. He's an almost mandatory player for any red teams that are leaning into South America. For pros, he's good at shooting with 10.5, passing 9k, and dribbling 9.3k, and decent tackling and interception, which is 8.6k. Those are all the pertinent stats you would need as a shooting attacking midfielder. He has great skills for all those things, including a farmable B tackle. He can learn a good EX interception. He has a passive that crushes green players by killing them 15% stats, and his shot hits 20k versus them. Plenty of red 1510S South America buff options exist as well. Now for cons, forgettable team skill. He needs some red South American buffs to really hit peak potential. And also, it's kind of funny how well this character is aged despite being the third Dreamfest character overall. So he really doesn't have that many more cons, honestly. He is a forward and attacking midfielder. He can play as a striker or an enabler, and he also does very good defensively because of Crisis Tackle B being so strong, and also EX Swift Interception, which kind of makes him all 3 things. I would rate him as an S still. He kind of really manages to hold up after all this time. I don't know if I would go for broke for him, but he really does help you, especially there's a lot of teams who could use his A drive passing and his A genius dribble attack to enable other players. And at the end of the day, he can also shoot if he has to. For his limit break, 22.3 on dribble speed, 22.3 on pass and technique, and then 25.25 shot power. You might be wondering why I didn't bother with the defensive skills, and that's frankly because they're kind of okay, and they're kind of carried by the fact that the actual skills themselves that you'll learn will be more than enough. You would rather he be able to get around defenders primarily without having to worry about them too much, rather than actually trying to be a defender outright. But you could do like an 889, 25-25, 997 if you really wanted to. I just wouldn't recommend it. For stamina, he's got 1011. he's good at low balls, and then his in-match stats go to 9.3k dribble, 10.5k shot, 9k pass, 8.6k tackle, 8.6k intercept, as we were discussing earlier. Just really solid throughout all together. For his skills, he comes with triple gymnastic shot, which is a very, very decent S shot. He comes with genius dribble attack and drive pass. I would keep both of those things. I did teach him street dribble because I got it in one of the challenge roles, and I'm not sure I made a good decision there. B crisis tackle is more than enough for a tackling skill considering how expensive it is. And the A swift interception EX, if you farmed it, is a good skill to round that out. A lot of people are going to actually see the S rank and be perplexed why he has it. Remember, he's more of an attacking midfielder that can shoot rather than a shooter who can also perform attacking midfielder options. The fact that he's really good at shooting and that it's his primarily good skill doesn't make those things less important. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty much it for Diaz. He's very, very strong, and he has one of each skill that he would need as an attacking midfielder in this regard. And so if you can use it, by all means, if you can use him, put him to work because he's very, very solid. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this video. It's a short one this time. It's just these three characters. We kind of know them very well by now, and there's not a whole lot to talk about from them other than to be like, well, how good each of them are. Again, I personally think of the batch of the three, I think Diaz is still the one that's most useful nowadays, and you'll see him still used in a lot of plenty of red teams, especially in ones with South America inclinations. So thank you guys for checking it out. I did stream today, so if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and take a look there. We didn't really stream about anything important, but you know, if you want to still catch up with what I've been up to, you can check that out. Make sure that if you have any comments about this, make sure to leave a comment down below. Click like on the video if you enjoyed the content. Click subscribe if you have not yet already, and click on the little bell icon so you can get updates whenever it is that I upload a video or I start streaming. And also, if you are interested in supporting my channel, we have opened, or rather I have opened a Patreon. Patreon.com/nothingxs. You can go check it out there and sign up. There's different tiers. You get different little rewards for each tier. If you guys have ideas on what other rewards you might want for the tiers, then let me know. But right now, basically donating $5 or more a month gets you access to a private Discord where you can just ask me whatever you want, and I will just actually give you advice and direction as best I can, or my opinion on stuff regarding the game. Right now, you know, there's only like 3 people. Well, there's 2 and the third person hasn't joined yet into the Discord. Probably they haven't synced it up, but yeah, there's already 3 people. Hopefully there will be more in the future. If you're interested, just check it out, patreon.com/nothingxs. So thank you guys a lot for everything, and I hope to see you guys soon.